All right, so in the course is the Joule Reports link. And we have the dashboard here, which shows the 4 most popular areas that are used for reporting. And it only shows data for the past 7 days. So that's important. Don't get thrown by this if you see it.
Okay. Is that adjustable?
I don't know. I haven't tried to adjust it, so
Okay.
I'm not really sure.
Okay.
We can certainly take a look at that.
All right.
The breadcrumb trail you got to watch too, because as you can see, it kind of brings you all over the place.
Yeah, it does.
So you just have to get used to it, because it looks like it's merged the Joule tool with the Moodle tool, which is fine. If you get lost at any point, I just go back to the
Yeah, Joule Reports.
Okay.
Yeah, the dashboard.
The dashboard is the dashboard.
Gotcha.
What you click on the left here determines what is going to show up on the right. The middle section only reflects all the courses that you're... So you can switch courses on the fly,
Okay.
which is nice. It's a nice
Yeah,
feature.
very good, yeah.
But let's assume you're only working in the one course.
Okay.
This here is going to affect what's... So for example, if I click on Course Report, which is on default right now, what it's going to do is give me the ability to bring up all the possible reports for course reports. If I switch to correlation reports, it's going to give me all the reports based on that. If I go to exception reports, and exception reports is, show me anything that a person is not doing, and give me their name, give me their information, and so forth. So it's like a reverse report. Okay. Learner view reports is all about student progress and all that kind of thing. All right. Most important ones, I think, are, especially at the beginning, are course reports and correlation reports. Right. So if I click back to course reports, it brings up all the possible options here.
Okay.
So, for example, if I want to see the activity grades within the course, it's going, and by the way, activity grades is not any one of these 4.
Okay.
All right? I click on that, and what I can do is drill down and get the information. So if I want to drill down by category, in this case here I've got tests is one category in this course. Sections, so anything having to do with the different pieces here that are part of the build of the course. So a topic or a week in that particular block is what they're talking about. Activity type and so forth. And what it does is it gives you a report based on the information that you're looking for. Or I could drill down to individual user to get their activity grades. So in this case here, I've got a lot of stuff from, let's say, test student Paul.
Okay.
I generate the report. It's going to give me this individual's activity grades for their particular activity type. And if I wanted to, and I don't find this really being quite useful, but if I wanted to send a message to the student, it allows me to send a message, but I don't see it including any important information in the message. So it's just send a message.
Okay.
So I guess if you're reviewing a student and you wanted to alert them to something, you can send them a message.
Okay.
And it sends it to their Bunker Hill email.
Okay.
It does not send it to the messaging tool.
Oh, okay.
All right. So that's one example, activity grades.
Okay.
This one's a little bit more popular, activity views. So if I go to filter, by default it's going to put 1 week prior to the current date. So if you wanted to get a lot of information, you could pretty much uncheck that. And if I wanted to get all the users, I could generate a report on, what's being viewed at what frequency. Okay. Now that's different from recent activity, which is going to include everything. Okay. And what it does is it kind of puts it in the order of date, but I believe you can also, you could sort by different things. So if I wanted to sort by action, I think I can do that. So by what action occurred, I added something as the instructor, an attempt was made, an attempt was closed, a continued attempt was made, so forth and so on. And it gives you a pretty big list. It doesn't give you everything, but you can go to the next. All right. And if you go to view, it's going to bring you to the exact spot, which is nice in the course. This is a turn-it-in assignment. Okay. And I could just back up here. Okay.
Nice.
Another thing, too, So this was for quiz submissions, forum posts, whatever dates I just flipped before have come up here. So if I go to quiz submissions, you see I can click on those and it actually brings up. And so by setting this to everything instead of 7 days, I get to see everything on that page. All right, so if I go back, the reason why you weren't seeing anything before is because it wasn't set to, whoops. And this is the one thing you got to get used to this.
Yeah.
This is a Moodle thing. It's not that pretty looking dashboard thing, but you don't get thrown by it because what it does, this is actually helpful too. You could actually get a lot of this information right here. If you want to bypass Joule Reports completely, all I have to do is while I'm in here, I could just go to Reports.
Oh, you click on Joule Reports and then Reports.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Gotcha.
And I can get, for example, live reports from the last hour. That's kind of nice. Now, Jack was asking about duration.
Yes.
I haven't seen duration anywhere. I've seen IP address. I've seen when the click was occurring. I haven't seen duration yet. If I look at activity report, it's giving me the activity. It's giving me the times it's been viewed. It's giving me the last access.
But not a length of time.
Not a length of
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
It gives me a date range, but I'm not seeing anything, at least not at this point yet. But
Yeah.
you know, maybe I could do a little bit more drilling down. Participation report. So I can choose, for example, trying to think of one that has been some participation. Let me go here. Look back 2 months. Show student all actions. Okay.
Nice.
What's nice about this is that you get all the actions, including things that people have not done. So it's kind of like
Right,
it's
exactly.
got the built-in exception report with it, which is nice. All right. And it says here with the selected users, you can send a message. Okay. It seems like they have that with all of them. So, and then, you know, select all no, deselect all, select all, if you wanted to do any of those actions, okay? Okay. Actually, could have just clicked on Joule Reports, come back again. So each one, as you go down, some of these you're not going to hit right away, like glossary posts, if the instructors are using the glossary,
right.
okay, you don't need a report.
Sure.
Forum posts, you're going to probably want to do something about that.
That'll be popular.
In this course, you're not going to see much, but if I go to the faculty course, where I've got a lot of activity and a lot of people, you start to see more things. So if I go to Joule Reports, and again, because I'm only picking certain, there's only the 7 day, but if I increase the date period on forum posts by just unchecking this, right? Okay, all forums, all users generate a report. I'm going to start getting some information here.
Yep.
All right. And what this is showing is that the number of posts made by these individuals, yeah. And this is everybody since the thing has started, okay? Now, it really is not a lot when you consider we've got a lot of faculty here.
Right, right.
But it certainly is telling me who the more active
Active
people that are
people,
taking
yeah.
advantage of,
Yeah.
you know, the post tool.
Jennifer, yeah, Donald.
Yep. And I could put it in a graph if I wanted to also. Okay. So this shows me it's 47 total
Posts?
posts.
Okay.
Okay. So that's nice. All right. If I wanted to, we're not doing much with outcomes here yet.
Right.
Quiz submissions be the same thing. If I wanted to track quiz submissions, again, recent activity. This to me is a more popular of all of them.
Yeah, recent activity, yeah.
You know, and if you wanted to just reverse the timestamp, you can do that from the beginning of the course to the end of the course. If I hit back to the dashboard. Now, let's go to correlation, okay? This is nice because, actually, I'm going to go back to the other course because I have more gradable stuff in the other course. It's not a lot of grading. This is more informational, this course. If I go here and I start doing some correlation of grades, get some interesting reports. First one, the activity grade versus engagement detail. Okay. So it shows the activity. It shows the grades for that activity.
Yeah.
And my understanding is that it shows the average grade is what this is all about. So I have, 10 people,
okay.
10 people with this. In this case, I only have one person take it, so that's why there's a grade of
Yeah.
100. It's going to show the average grade, the total number of views, and the total number of user posts. So the 24 reflects the total number of questions answered.
Oh, okay.
63, in this case, you had another quiz, total number of questions answered and so forth.
Okay.
Okay? And you can change the filtering again. So if you wanted to go to a particular user, and I think test student Paul has been a person I've been using a lot here. Okay? So this is what Paul has been doing with all of these different assessments, total number of views. Can you make a correlation, to the total number of views, to the grade, to the total number of posts? In some cases, depending upon what you're trying to do, I guess you could.
Yeah.
If I wanted to go into distribution, grade distribution, and let's say I wanted to get all users, generate the report. Okay, so the average number of views on a particular, overall average number of views shows that this is not really a good example here because, I was doing testing. I wasn't really working hard to answer questions correctly on tests, so I'm not getting very good correlations here, okay? But it's saying here essentially that in the grade distribution between 90 and 100, the average number of views here was 1.
Okay.
So you could conclude from that, you don't have to look at this course very much to get a high grade.
Right.
But again, because I wasn't using it as a real, I was just using it to test to see if the tool would work, I'm not getting a really good set of numbers. But that's how that works.
Okay.
Trends, okay? So this is nice because it shows you dates, okay, and it shows you views averaging on that particular date. So you kind of get a trend of, when is something,
April 9th.
Yeah.
There's a spike.
there's a spike on certain dates. That could be for, maybe there's deadlines, maybe there's, you made an announcement and, people need to get in there, or maybe it's just a better time of the week for people to go into the course. So it's a good report to have. So you can determine what is better to assign to people at what time of the week.
Absolutely, yeah.
So that's,
Yeah.
I like that, the engagement trend one. And the by learner, their grade, total number of views and posts, okay?
Very nice. That's really important.
It's an excellent one here. Now, obviously, again, because it's the test course, she didn't achieve that grade. I put that grade in for her. She didn't do anything. I just tested the grading tool there. That's why we get no information here. But in the cases where we've got test student here, total number of views, total number of posts, if you compare this individual to the other ones in the course, quite well engaged in the course.
Right.
All right, so you have an idea.
Right.
And then you could take any of this stuff here and you can export to Excel. And all it's going to do is going to bring you the same table
Yeah.
that you can bring up, and you can, if you want to run some formulas and whatnot, I guess you could. But it kind of gives you that format too. This one's a little bit. Okay. All right. Now, that's all of those. If I go to exception reports, okay, and I want to look at, let's say, activity views, and I want to change my filters. So since the course has started, everything, I want to generate a report of people, okay, who have not looked at particular activities.
Okay.
All right, so right now I've got, if I order these, so right now it's ordered by assessment or activity. If I order it by user, okay, you can see here that Maria Martinez has not looked at these particular assessments or activities.
okay.
This is a great, so exception report view.
Okay.
Maria has not clicked on any of these. So, and I don't expect her to, because she was just thrown into this course as a test person, and I never made her test anything. May and all these other people, but you notice, for example, Paul Vitagliano or test student Paul has only missed a couple because this person has actually been doing things in the course.
Sure.
So this reflects everybody who is in the course and what they have not clicked on.
Oh, okay.
That's what an
Yeah,
exception report.
yeah.
So that's activity view. Activity grades, I believe, is supposed to show things that are not graded.
Okay.
So this has an onus on the instructor to say,
Yeah.
okay, I didn't grade chapter 1 quiz.
Yeah.
Well, did I?
And can you grade it right here?
No.
No.
All it does is it shows you the activity.
Yeah, okay.
Well, for the most part, quizzes will self-grade, so you
Yeah,
don't have to worry
that's
about
true.
that.
Yeah.
Assignments, yeah, I'd have to be a little bit more on top of. But this keeps me honest as the instructor. That's what I like about this.
Absolutely.
Forum posts. Okay, you might not see a lot in this particular course because, again, I was only using it as a test. I wasn't really doing much with posting, so it
Yeah.
doesn't really apply here. Quiz submissions, you may not see anything here. Oh, you do. Okay, yeah, this just shows that people have not submitted quizzes.
Right.
Okay, and again, these are all different quizzes that have been offered, but because these people are not real in the course, there's nothing going on here.
Yeah.
This should be very small.
Right, right. Exactly.
Or if let's say the quiz is April 24th, I should see everybody, and I didn't open up the quiz yet, I should see everybody here.
Right.
Get what I'm saying? Because no one's taken it,
Right.
therefore it's an exception.
Exactly.
All right. So this is really good if you want to track the exception reports. You want to track what is getting done, what's not getting done in the course, who's participating, who's not participating. This is the one where you want to, if you want to do some early alert stuff, this is where you want to get in here and start looking at, okay, especially activity views. That's kind of important because this gives you a real good look at individuals. I'd like to be able to do, I guess you could if you could do a Control F, but the problem with Control F, it's only going to give you this page, it won't give you both pages.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to zoom to a particular student, it would be nice if I could,
And there's not a show all here. It's just 20 at a time.
it's 20 at a time.
Yeah.
It's typical of how Moodle Rooms does things. They do half the job and they forget. For example, a user should be a pull-down box. Granted, I can go here and I can do this,
Yeah.
and I can drill that way.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But it'd be nice not to have two ways to do it.
two ways to do it. It should be
Yeah.
right here. Everything should be right here.
Yeah.
Kind of like what Blackboard does. SCORM and Wiki, everything depends upon what you're using. The roster one, all groups, all activities, all sections. Because I'm not using the roster tool
Okay.
in this particular course, I have no idea what the purpose of the roster tool is here, but it's part of the exception reports.
Okay.
It's the recent activity and the grades and activity and submissions are really the things you're going to hit
Yeah,
on
yeah, that's top three.
for exceptions.
Yeah, and even form posts and stuff.
Sure.
to see.
Yeah, who's not posting.
Yeah, right.
So exception means who's not.
Right.
So it's going to identify all those people.
Yeah.
Okay. Learner view reports. Okay. All activities, all sections, all groups. Let's see. Learner view report, I want to do recent activity. I think it's supposed to give me individual. I could do some individualized stuff here. That's all this really is. Okay, so give me a learner view on this particular activity here, which I can filter by, what do I do that? End of semester evaluation for Vivian. So this was viewed and submitted X number of times by her. So that's all the activity that she's had in this course. She's only been a test person, okay? So that's pretty nice. And then you can go to the next user. And in her case, learner view report, she's done nothing. We'd already seen that. She's done nothing. Student Paul Tess has done a lot of stuff in this course,
Yeah.
okay? Now, if I go to sample quiz view, it's supposed to bring me to that area where I can click on the attempt and look at test student Paul,
Yep.
the attempt. So in that regard, it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Again, though, it doesn't, the breadcrumb trail breaks, so you may have to back
Yeah.
arrow a lot. I don't like that. It's the way it is. Okay. Learner reports. Should give you something here. Oh, okay. And let's see, let's go to this is showing in learner reports who has viewed particular not who, how many times an assessment's been viewed. Okay,
Okay.
that's all. I don't like how it says.
Oh, but that's a form too.
Yeah, it's a form. So that's been viewed 4 times. This
Okay.
quiz has been viewed
Oh,
11
the
times.
activities, okay,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah, and that's activity view. So if I go to
okay.
assignment submissions, doesn't apply here because
Nobody submitted.
nobody submitted assignments in this
Yeah.
course, but that would come up here if it would.
Yeah.
Admin reports, don't even worry about it. It's a very high level type of thing. The faculty will not touch this.
Right, right. They
All
won't
right.
even see it, I imagine.
No, they do.
They do see admin?
Yeah, I don't know why, but another Joule
Yeah,
bugaboo.
okay.
All right. So you're going to concentrate on course correlation, exception. Learner view is good because, like I said, you get the particular student view on particular things. So if I go to activity view, it's going to give me the individual student.
Yes.
Okay. So learner view
And then you drill down what you want to view.
by individual.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's kind of nice, you know.
Yeah, yeah, there's a lot of nice
And if you want
information
to
here.
pull out of the Joule reports, you go into the Moodle version, and some of the stuff is, you know, it's pretty nice. If I want to do some statistics on the course, okay, all activity 1 week, gives me some nice information.
Yeah,
Okay, so hits by student, hits by teacher, hits by all, and if I click on course log, it's supposed to give me the entire table, which shows all of the activity, what was clicked on by which IP address at what time, and what action occurred.
okay.